being homeless and sleeping out in the open is, it's okay when the weather's good. It's great, I guess, but as it gets Tasmania, as you know, it's cold, so not so good then.
The weather is a big issue. A lot of people around town don't even have tents. They sleep on the side of the road and sleep under the stars. So when it does rain, and obviously they're in the weather and in danger of health issues and other issues.
Well, as a girl, I guess it's hard on the streets of the night and things, safety reasons and stuff. And you usually end up hanging out with the guys anyway, so that you've got someone safe to be with. You know, a lot of people would offer their place to stay in that, but with girls it comes with other things, so you generally rather stay on the street anyway.
I've been doing this a long time, so it's not like it's a shock to the system anymore. Mostly it's numb. You don't think about it.
Food's a big thing because obviously you have to buy fresh food daily. You can't have anything frozen, or it has to all be fresh food. I have to have anxiety medication and also asthma spray and bronchitis medication. Obviously it's pretty hard to get a doctor while you're on the street. Everyone wants someone with a house and a address. My children I don't get to see because I'm in a tent. I haven't got access to them until I have a house again. Yeah, it's a real issue that I don't get to see my daughters, and a lot of people on the street have the same issue. Don't get to see their kids because they're homeless and haven't got a decent place for them to stay.
My daughters, it's really difficult, you know, like my children want to come and spend time with me, and one of them wants to live with me, and for all intents and purposes that would be happening when I have my house. Homelessness leads to a lot of stupid things, including bad decisions, and I've made a few, and I've been to jail a few times, and that in turn leads itself to more homelessness and loss of loss of any progress made from previously, you know, whether you're on housing list or if you're on anybody's list. For me, the biggest tragedy out of this is the relationship that's suffered between me and my children, and yeah.
I actually got pregnant while I was homeless at Flint House and did my whole pregnancy there. I then found somewhere to stay, but because I was homeless during that, welfare stepped in anyway, so due to being homeless, Bub went to the welfare system straight away as soon as I had her. She'll be 3 in December.
I don't celebrate birthdays. I think of my daughters. For a time I actually forgot my daughter's birth dates because it was so painful. I'm over that now. I never really forgot, you know, but I blocked it. I don't celebrate my own birthdays and Christmas. It's just enough to see the girls, to be around them.
I see a lot of my friends turning to drugs and deteriorating because they have nowhere to sleep, and it's easier to get on the drugs and forget about where they are than try to actually do something for themselves. And then it's just a vicious circle. And they're trapped in that circle and keep taking the drugs and then keep having to get money to get the drugs. So they're not getting forward in any way because they're just taking a step backwards all the time.
The whole point of it being a lucky country was that you could be housed and have an opportunity to go out and work and things like so. You know, and I've worked while living in the car with my dog. So, you know, some of us struggle and we fight to keep going when it seems impossible, you know. But we keep fighting. You know, we're just asking for that opportunity, that chance.
Look at the big picture, I think. Like a lot of people probably think that people enjoy being homeless or they must have did something to get that way. And sometimes it's not that clean cut.
There's a lot of people that have just had a hard run and lost their house due to circumstances not their fault, and just trying to get a house and just trying to live, and they're not evil, they're not trying to get anything but a house and a roof over their head.
I'm a middle-aged man with a dog, so I'm about as safe as I can be on the street. But what about the meeker of us, and you know, women, children, the elderly, the frail? the sick. You know, these are all homeless people too.
You could just get drunk people going home on a Saturday night, and they might just walk past and kick you, spit on you. I've known people to be peed on and everything.
I know people that have been bashed for sleeping on the side of the road for no reason at all, just because they're homeless and someone's walked up and started bashing into them because they're drunk and thought, oh, there's someone that we can pick on that's unable to protect themselves. So yeah, there's a lot of issues for a lot of people out there that really do need somewhere to go.
You just wouldn't believe what gets seen. You know, I've seen blokes walking around in the bush in the middle of the night with machetes. I've been in houses where I was couch surfing with somebody and it was a house full of drinkers and people were openly pulling knives on people and getting stabbed and things. I've known of people that'll give people $100, $150 for a night at a friend's house or something. You know, they feel so ashamed about, but they need a place to have a shower and just to be warm, to be safe and not have to think about it for a night, for one night.
Like last night, it rained really heavily. Had to sleep in wet blankets and wet clothes, so it wasn't a great night. And it would have been nice to have a dry space to go.
I think people would take good use of it and like respect it that way.
Next time you're at home and you sit down and you've got that 5 minutes spare, you know, where the kids aren't screaming, the dogs aren't barking, the cats aren't like pinging against your leg wanting to scratch, whatever, and you get that 5 minutes and you just sit back and think to yourself, how glorious is that 5 minutes where I can have a cup of tea? Well, this is what safe spaces area would mean to so many different people. It's that 5 minutes of space, that chance to breathe, to have a cup of tea before you have to reboot and go back through it again. And I know we all have our outlets for that sort of thing. You know, some of us will go to the gym, some of us will go to watch a movie. Some of us don't have that option. Some of us just want to be able to have a couch to sit on in a warm area, to have a cup of coffee and a simple conversation with someone that can understand.